Dear children, next topic is equilibrium of a particle. So, what are the conditions of the equilibrium of a particle when concurrent forces act on it? So, what is this concurrent force? Forces acting at the same point on a body are called concurrent forces. So, what is this equilibrium of a particle? When a number of forces act on a body at the same point and the net unbalanced force is zero, the body will continue in its state of rest or of uniform motion along a straight line. So, this is said to be equilibrium of a particle. So, simply we can say that when the net external force is zero, the particle is either at rest or in uniform motion. So, in this condition, we can say that the particle is at equilibrium. So, what are the equilibrium conditions when two forces, three forces or n number of forces act on a particle? When two forces F1 vector and F2 vector act on a particle, according to the third law, these two forces are equal and opposite to each other and they are concurrent forces. Then the condition is F1 vector equal to minus F2 vector. Therefore, F1 vector plus F2 vector equal to 0. That is, net force act on a particle is 0. So, the particle is in equilibrium position because net force act on a particle is 0. Now consider the three concurrent forces act on a particle. The resultant of any two forces is the diagonal of the parallelogram according to parallelogram law of vectors. So, the third force must be equal and opposite to the direction of the diagonal of parallelogram. So, we can write the third force F3 vector equal to minus of F1 vector plus F2 vector. So, according to parallelogram law of vector addition, you are writing the resultant vector R equal to F1 vector plus F2 vector. Here, the third force is opposite to the direction of parallelogram, direction of diagonal of the parallelogram. So, F3 vector equal to minus of F1 vector plus F2 vector. So, that is equal to F1 vector plus F2 vector plus F3 vector equal to 0. So, this represents that the net force act on the particle is 0. So, when three concurrent forces act on a particle, this is the equilibrium condition. Similarly, using the triangle law of vector addition, we can also write the equilibrium condition. So, according to triangle law of vector addition, when two forces act on a particle, then the vector sum, that is the resultant of that two vectors, is equal to F1 vector plus F2 vector. So, here the third vector is opposite to the resultant vector. So, the resultant vector must be from F2 vector to F1 vector. So, here the third vector is opposite to the direction of the resultant vector. So, we can write F3 vector equal to minus of F1 vector plus F2 vector. So, the equilibrium condition is F1 vector plus F2 vector plus F3 vector equal to 0. In general, if the equilibrium condition of the particle is if n number of forces are act on a particle, then that forces can be represented by the sides of closed n-sided polygon taken in the same order. So, here you just observe that the triangle of vector addition, the three forces are taken in the same order. Okay. Similarly, when n number of forces are there, so you should take that forces in the same order and it should be the sides of a polygon. Okay, n-sided polygon. We can go through some numericals. A mass of 6 kg is suspended by a rope of length 2 meter from the ceiling. A force of 50 Newton in the horizontal direction is applied at the midpoint P of the rope as shown in the figure. What is the angle of the rope makes with the vertical in equilibrium? Take G equal to 10 meter per second square. Neglect the mass of the rope. So, a mass of 6 kg is suspended by a rope. Okay. 6 kilogram is suspended by a rope. So its weight is 6 into 10, that is 60 Newton. By a rope of length 2 meter from the ceiling. So from the ceiling 2 meter rope. So this is 1 meter and this is 1 meter. And at the midpoint of the rope 50 Newton force is applied. Then you want to find out what is the angle of the rope makes with the vertical in equilibrium. So here when you are applying 50 Newton force on this 2 meter rope, there should be a tension in the string, that is T1 in the upward direction and T2 in the downward direction. So to represent this figure, we can draw some free body diagrams, or to represent the forces acting on the point, that is point P. So here the point P is in equilibrium condition because the tension T1 act in the upward direction and T2 act in the downward direction, and 50 Newton force is in the horizontal direction. Okay, so you should draw free body diagrams for this figure for the easiness of the calculation. What are free body diagrams? These are the diagrams used to show relative magnitude and direction of all forces acting on an object in a given situation. We should draw all forces acting on the object and resolve all forces into x and y components. So we must draw a separate free body diagrams for each object in the problem. And it is also a graphical representation to visualize the applied forces. So the free body diagrams are the diagram showing the forces acting on the object, and the object is represented as dot, and the forces acting on the object is represented by vector arrows away from the object. Okay, so how to draw the free body diagrams? We should represent the object. Okay, the object represented as dot, and the forces are drawn as vector arrows away from the dot. Okay, so here the W is the object and it is noted as dot, and the forces acting, that is weight 60 Newton downward and T2 in the upward direction, are noted as vector arrows. And here the point P is noted as dot, and the forces T1 and 50 Newton and the T2 are noted as vector arrows. So these are the free body diagrams of the figure A. Here B and C are the free body diagrams. So from the free body diagram we can write some equations and we can calculate the angle of the rope. So from the first figure, that is the B, from the figure B we can write the equation. So the weight is in equilibrium condition, so two forces act on the opposite directions. So we can write T2. Okay, T2 equal to 6 kilogram is applied here, so 6 into 10, that is equal to 60 Newton. So this is the equation 1. Then you consider the second figure, that is C, that is third figure C. So here the equilibrium point is P. So here this T1, that is the tension, okay, the force acting in the upward direction. T1 splits into two components. One is the horizontal component, that is T1 cos theta, and another one is the vertical component, that is T1 sin theta. So here we are taking the cos component which is very near to the force, and the sin component which is away from the force. So this is the T1 cos theta horizontal component, and this is the T1 sin theta, that is the vertical component. So from this figure we can write this P is in equilibrium condition. So this T1 cos theta and T2 are opposite to each other. That is T1 cos theta equal to T2. So what is T2? Equal to 60 Newton. This we can consider as equation 1. Then second, what are the other two forces act on this point P? That is the T1 sin theta and 50 Newton. Again we can write T1 sin theta equal to 50 Newton. Equation number 2. Then when you are dividing these two equations, you can get the angle of the rope theta. Okay, angle of the rope theta, which makes with the vertical in equilibrium. So we can divide these two equations. Equation 1 by 2. That is sin theta by cos theta, that is equal to tan theta, equal to 50 divided by 60. So the zeros and zeros we can cancel. Then tan theta equal to 5 by 6. Then theta equal to tan inverse of 5 by 6. Okay. So if you need, you should just close or just you finish the answer like this. Otherwise you find out 5 by 6 and you can write the value of theta. Second question, determine the tensions T1 and T2 in the strings. So in the given figure, a 4 kg weight is hanged and a force is applied on the midpoint of the string, and a force is also, that is due to this, the force on the midpoint of the string, there should be a tension T1 in the string, and the string is inclined at an angle 60 degree from the ceiling. So we should, according to the free body diagram, we should resolve the forces. So look at this figure, and here the T1 is resolved. Okay, T1 force is resolved into two components, T1 cos 60 and T1 sin 60. These two angles are equal and opposite to each other. Then because of this reason, that is T1 cos theta is in the horizontal direction and T1 sin 60 is in the vertical direction, and T2 force and 4 kg weight is in the downward direction. So the point P is in the equilibrium condition. So we can write the equilibrium condition from the free body diagram. Okay, this is the free body diagram of the first figure. Here we are resolving the forces. Okay, so we can write from the figure T1 cos 60 equal to, okay, T1 cos 60 equal to T2. So T1 cos 60 equal to T2. Then what is the second equation? We can write T1 sin 60. Okay, T1 sin 60 equal to 4 kg weight. T1 sin 60 equal to 4 kg weight. So you change it into kilogram weight, change it into Newton, multiplying with 4 into 9.8 Newton. So these are the two equations we should get from the figure. Then from this, from second, okay, this is equation 2 and this is equation 1. So from the equation 2, we can write T1. Okay, you should find out the tensions T1 and T2. So T1 equal to 4 into 9.8 divided by sin 60. So what is sin 60? That is root 3 by 2. So we can write 4 into 9.8 divided by root 3. Okay, root 3, and in the numerator 2. So we should get the answer T1 equal to 45.26 Newton. This is the tension in the string, T1 in the string. Then you should find out the T2. Okay. So from the first, that is first equation, T1 cos 60. Okay, T1 cos 60 equal to T2. That is T2 equal to T1 cos 60. So what is T1 here? 45.26. cos 60 is 1 by 2, that is 0.5. So when you multiply this value, you will get 22.63 Newton. So these are the tensions in the string. T1 equal to 45.26 and T2 equal to 22.63 Newton.